Dear colleagues, let us express our gratitude for the conference organizer for the opportunity to participate in such a highly scientific event and present the result of our study. We also want to express our gratitude to our armed forces, which by the extreme efforts provide us with a relatively peaceful stay and bring us closer to victory. On behalf of our outreach team, I would like to present a brief results of our studies on the topic post-COVID-19 economic recovery in context of SDG8 and SDG9, the case of selected Eastern European countries. Assessing the economic development of countries in context of the tasks defined in United Nations 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development is essential from the point of view of determining progress in achieving of SDGs. It has become especially relevant in global challenges and disturbances, including the COVID-19 pandemic. Some progress in the fight against the spread of COVID-19 began in 2021, mainly due to effective restrictive measures, mass vaccinations of the population, mandatory in some countries, and government support for business. Still, the permanent origin of the disease caused a further increase in pandemic casualties. Current situation as of beginning of May this year is shown on the slide. However, this does not mean that COVID-19 is no longer a global threat, since there is still a risk of the emergence of new strains, which can cause a recent outbreak of disease. The sudden pandemic outbreak in Shanghai last year showed that the pandemic is reversing even in countries like China, where very harsh anti-pandemic measures were in place as part of zero COVID strategy that aims to neutralize any facts of the disease by isolating anyone who was infected. The goals of SDG8 and 9 contains indicators that determined mainly by state of development of the country's economy, so the analysis of trends in their changes is important in context of identifying trends in economic growth in general, as well as evaluating progress in achieving these goals. The main attributes of our study are presented on the slide. The information base of research is publications on a research topic, data from metadata repository of SDG indicators, a data bank of World Bank, the statistical portal of International Labour Organization, reports from other world institutions. The study is limited to data from 2017 to 2021. The choice of such a period is due to several reasons. Firstly, the period from 2017 to 2019 refers to the pre-pandemic period and was used to determine the direction of the impact of COVID-19 on the economic development of countries in 2020. Secondly, the following period is limited to 2021, since for the vast majority of indicators, there is no data from 2022, which is provided in a section of country statistics by world institutions. We use the hot winters method to assess the indicators' predicted values for this year. The war launched by Russia against Ukraine in 2014, and especially its hot phase, which began in 2022, caused the additional negative impact on economic development. Still, the lack of necessary statistical data does not allow to considering this impact in the study. As objects for evaluating economic development trends, we choose the countries of Eastern Europe presented on the slide. Most of the countries are members of the European Union. According to the data of World Bank, as for 2021, Ukraine had a status of a country with a lower middle income economy, Bulgaria and Moldova has level of middle income economies, and the rest of the countries belong to the category of countries with a high income industrial economies. One of the most defined indicator related to the achievement of SDG8 and 9 is a gross domestic product. The analysis of Table 1 shows that in 2020 there was a significant drop of values this indicator, which was reflected in negative values of corresponding growth rates. 2021 GDP growth resumed, but it should be considered that such a result was obtained compared to the previous year and does not reflect the real change in this indicator. The highest growth was observed for Moldova and Slovak Republic. In general, for countries with high income industrial economies, GDP growth had a higher rate, with the exception of Moldova. According to the estimates of the value of the indicators for 2022, we know the decrease of GDP growth rate, which is explained by the higher values of indicators in 2021 compared to 2020. We analyzed other indicators related to GDP and obtained similar conclusions. The changes of the value of indicators of industry value added is shown in Table 2. Let's draw attention to the fact for the most countries, with the exception of Hungary, there was a downward trend in the value of indicators from 2017 to 2020. As in the case of GDP, 2020 was the most critical year. The reduction of suspension of business activity of many production structures explains this. The year 2021 was characterized by the recovery of business in most countries. Also, the negative trends of changes in indicators remained for Moldova. Estimates value for indicators for 2022 also shows a tendency to decrease values. The following conclusion can be drawn by analyzing the unemployment and employment indicators. Regarding to unemployment for 2017 to 2019, there was a gradual decrease in indicators values. In 2020, unemployment increased in all countries except Poland and Moldova. In 2021, the trend unemployment growth continued for all countries except Ukraine. However, the given indicators may not reflect the actual state of labor market, as they are obtained based on estimates calculated by international labor organizations. The calculated estimated values of unemployment trend for 2022 showed that the unemployment trend might remain practically as a previous level. However, the recovery of business activity may be reason for the decrease in the rate value. Regarding to employment indicator, from 2017 to 2019, there was also a trend of increasing values for all Eastern European countries. In 2020, the indicator values decreased for all countries except Romania, and these trends continued in 2021 for all countries except Hungary, Poland, Slovak Republic, and Ukraine. Estimates value for 2022 shows an increase in a level of employment, which is consistent with a statement of the recovery of business activity. So we can conclude that the pandemic really had a negative impact on economic development of countries, which was reflected in the reduction of growth rate. The most negative phenomena appears for Moldova, Romania, and Ukraine indicators, and the list for Poland. Let us conduct a comprehensive assessment of the level of economic development. To meet this purpose, we will construct composite indicator named as Comprehensive Index of Economic Development. For the comparability of results, the values for all countries for each partial indicators we combine into one sample. The results are presented in Table 5. The analysis of the values of a comprehensive index allows us to state that in 2022, its lowest value for entire study period took place. The most significant drop occurred in Moldova, while the economy of Poland was the most stable. In 2021, an increase in values of a comprehensive indicator was observed, and the highest values for Moldova and Poland. The phenomenon of Moldova is explained by the significant growth of individual indicators, which in turn is determined by their low absolute values compared to other Eastern European countries. So, some conclusions we present on this slide. Thank you for attention.